Steam's really oversaturated. You find out about games lately on TikTok? Yeah. Actually, I was thinking of making a YouTube short about it. I was like scripting one up just to kind of highlight it a little bit. But yeah, yes, and there's a free demo. Part of me wonders if the price of the game is a factor. I think the game, okay, here's something I think about the marketing of this game, just from looking at it, from not having played it. Right, that's exactly what I was going to say, Emo. It looks like a small game with not much to it. And then it's like a $20 game. Now, I think $20 is incredibly fair for a full complete game. I think that's totally fair. But the visuals of this game make it look like it's small and like make it look like it probably doesn't have a lot in it, which I don't know how much it has in it, but it probably has a lot more. The person was like, yeah, we've been at this for 3 years and it's 4 devs, so there's probably a lot in this game. But part of me thinks that, yeah, it should have been priced at 15 and they should probably try that, honestly. Not sale price, but like actually do that. But that's the thing that sucks too. I've talked about this. So AAA games will sell for 60 and then an indie dev has to sell their game for 40 max. Like, and usually that's too much. A lot of the time they feel like they have to go 20 or fewer because they don't have a AAA budget and they can't make it a game that is like, 120 hours, which honestly a lot of them you can, but you can play them that long, but it's more of a replayability thing. But I look at that and I'm like, that fucking sucks for them, because whatever AAA studios want to set their games at, all the indie devs have to go like a couple of brackets down, right? And AAA games, in my opinion, should cost more, but they're able to get away with having very, very low margins because they sell so many copies of their games. And it works for AAA, but then it gives this impression that for indie devs, they also have to like price in the same scheme, right? But no, they should be pricing higher. They should, because they need bigger margins, because they cannot distribute that number of games out unless they are literally Balatro or Lethal Company, right? And they just hit a marketing kick, and it works, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, it's just rough. Yeah, price to expectation ratio, exactly. So when I look at this stuff, I'm like, there's really no answer for them. There's nothing they can do besides hope that their game gets more attention and they're able to sell more volume. And at least I can help because I'm a creator. Best you guys can do besides buying and playing their games is wishlist them, right? Or retweet their tweet, like their tweet, reply to it, give it engagement, because they don't have the marketing budgets to get that number of sales that a AAA studio does, right? Do publishers take a large cut? I know nothing of the subject. It depends on the publisher. A lot of them don't take that large of a cut. Some of them, the cut is larger, and it just depends on the publisher and depends on how much they do for you. How much on the legal side do they do for you? If they have more services related to that and you're not doing it yourself, they might take a bigger cut. If their marketing is like insane, if it's like Devolver level of your game is going to get seen, you'll probably give a little more of a cut, but also it's worth it, So it really depends on the publisher. Funnily enough, for your location, it's $15. Seems like the indie devs care more about localized prices than the AAA. Yes. I've said it multiple times that if you're an indie dev, you've got to go ahead and do local pricing. You have to, because people will pirate your games 100%. But the moment you make it affordable, they'll want to support if they can. It's just, you can't expect someone in Brazil to pay $20 for your game. That is $20 in the US. It just is crazy. It's crazy. You have to anchor those prices down a little bit. So, yeah, I highly recommend doing that for any indie devs. Do publishers have less to do now that digital sales are so dominant? I think they still have a lot to do, because with digital sales, that means digital marketing, which is very like, you're constantly pushing out reminders. You're constantly making new tweets and new images and new trailers and all this stuff. If people see the same commercial over and over, they get tired. So you have to make like new media all the time. So I think it's actually still just a lot. It's more on hiring artists, if anything. The trend right now is that people aren't treating devs like people. They're focused on this thing that's inherently art first as a product first. And it's about if people think they're getting a fair price for a product. Yes. A lot of these games are passion projects for people. They want to be able to live off of it, but it's also an art piece for them. So at the end of the day, they're going to make a thing, they're going to put it out, and if you like it, you can consume it. And they're hoping you consume it for the price they set it at so that they can live off of it. That's just how art has always been. But yeah, people are treating it like there's no... How do I say it? If it's a cool art piece, they praise it for that, if they like it in particular. But if it's not for them, then they're like, it's shit and they should have focused on the gameplay. They should, you know what I mean? Like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. It's rough. You could make a game that plays beautifully but doesn't look that good and people will shit on you for it. But then you could make a game that's beautiful and doesn't play well and they'll shit on you for it. And it'll be the same people saying that the other thing is important each time. The switch up is crazy. Yeah.